Drugs known as bath salts being blamed for a gruesome scene in Miami. This is a naked man. He was shot dead on Saturday by police because he was gnawing off another man's face. Obviously, that sounds horrific, and it is. I want to warn you that the pictures we're about to show you are very disturbing. 31-year-old Rudy Eugene was described to be in a zombie-like state when he was caught by police. Armando Aguilar, president of the Miami Fraternal Order of Police, suspects Eugene was under the influence of so-called bath salts, which are sold as cocaine substitutes or synthetic LSD. When he was found, what he had done to this man's face, the victim was 65 years old, truly horrific. Apparently all that's left is his goatee. His eyeballs were gone, his face. It is unbelievable. Dr. Charles Sophie is a psychiatrist at the Los Angeles County Department of Children and Family Services, and he's out front now. Dr. Sophie, have you ever heard of anything like this? I mean, it's awful to even talk about some of the things I just said that this man did to his victim's face.
Absolutely. There are many reactions that your brain can have when you're putting in a substance such as this. These are very cocaine-like substances that will have a very aggressive reaction within your brain, and the behavior that comes out of that could be anything from aggression to ripping off basically someone's face. Severe reactions, and they're not able to be tested, these drugs. So we're putting in substances into our face, into our bodies, that we don't know what is going to happen when we do that.
So when we use the name bath salts, which I guess is the street name, you said a little bit cocaine-like. I mean, what would be in it? I mean, does it vary every single concoction, or what's really in quote-unquote bath salts?
Well, that's a really great question, because the bottom line is these are not substances that have been properly studied, and so we don't really know what's in them. We just see the kinds of reactions and can kind of guess what chemicals in the brain they're reacting with, and then hence the behavior. So that's why the studies need to be done, and then we can make the testing that needs to be in place to be able to see if people have taken these or not when they're behaving this way. Because right now, we could do a test and not even know if they've taken them.
And my understanding is that the Eugene had been at some sort of a music festival. The police there had said that these bath salts were sort of something people were doing. Is this something that's spreading, that you're hearing more and more about? I mean, I'm just thinking back to the days when, you know, meth and meth heads was just sort of an occasional story you heard coming out of the Midwest, and then all of a sudden became a national crisis.
Absolutely. Over the past year, we've heard more and more, and I've had more and more patients with this type of issue. So they're out there. I think there's going to be a ban, if there isn't already, in the availability of them until the studies can be done and tests can be developed. But yes, we're hearing more about it.
And where do people usually get them, the drug?
I think most of the time they are sold at head shops under various names, but they're available over the counter until I think most recently.